Minister Murphy, ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to this conference organized by the Digital Enlightenment Forum in association with the Irish Research Council, FILTA Ireland, and hosted by the award-winning Telecommunication Software and Systems Group of the Waterford Institute of Technology. The title of today's event is The Citizen Negotiating Life in the Digital World. So I thought I would start with a lexicographic remark concerning the word negotiate. In any standard dictionary, two main usages are given. The first is something like discussion with a view to eventual compromise. The second is overcoming, going through, over, or around a difficulty or obstacle. That's like in negotiating traffic or negotiating a fence. In today's digital world, a citizen does a lot more of the second and very little of the first. But who negotiates on the other side? What is the other side? Well, bluntly put, it's the government and its services on one side. And as the Snowden revelations made manifest to a much broader audience than was the case before, governments by and large have developed a ravenous appetite for building surveillance machines with a motto that often sounds something like, too much is never enough. And then we have the web oligarchs. I use this word deliberately, coming actually from the remarks that Tim Berners-Lee made in Brussels last November 18 on an occasion, another event that this Enlightenment Forum had organized, where he said that the web was designed for sharing by peers. Peers, by definition, have comparable power, and peers can indeed negotiate the evolution of the web. But things did not quite turn out that way. Today we have less than 10 companies that are the major collectors and traders of personal data. So the difficulty in actually negotiating in the first sense should not be a surprise. A long time ago, Aristotle, in the Nicomachean Ethics, for those of you that are fans of the man, it's chapter 5 on distributed justice, where he says that negotiation among two parties of vastly different power is tantamount to brutal assault, because one party can deliver much more harm than the other, and so gains fair advantage. He then goes on to say that a just state is a balanced state where every citizen gets their due. We're not there in the digital world. In fact, now this is a quote, only an alert and knowledgeable citizenry can compel the meshing of the huge power of the surveillance machines that governments and digital companies have with our peaceful methods and goals, so that security and liberty can prosper together. Okay, I see some heads nodding, which indicates that the quote is recognized. It's paraphrased, of course. It's from Eisenhower's farewell address. All I did was replace the military-industrial complex with surveillance machines of governments and digital companies. There you have already the first of the three sub-themes of this conference, which is liberty and security. The call for a knowledgeable, alert and knowledgeable citizenry also evokes the need for developing digital skills. That's the second sub-theme of this conference. But that's not all. Because, okay, it is a bit of a caricature to picture the powerless, innocent citizen being bullied by the two baddies. The citizen is not entirely powerless, not in a democracy. And the citizen is not entirely innocent either. We should not overlook what citizens are already doing and are beginning to do more and more to each other. In the flight over here, the Flight Sales magazine had, as many such magazines have, a very elegant pen boasting that it can record everything from a big distance up to 60 minutes video and so on. If one peruses the web, one can find all kinds of things that most of us knew only from spy novels. Did not even know that actually existed. And people are using these technologies for doing things that many of them are not aware they shouldn't. It's not always an issue of legislation. When I was growing up in a town in the north of Greece, every bus had a sign that said it's forbidden to spit. There are no such signs anymore. That's because people some time ago stopped doing it. So this calls then, besides skills, also for a properly thought through framework of digital ethics and civics. And that's the third sub-theme of today's conference: liberty and security, education and skills, civics and ethics. And this is also the agenda for the Digital Enlightenment Forum for the rest of 2015. I opened with a linguistic remark. I'll end up with one. Negotiate, etymology this time, not interpretation. It comes from neg, which is the Latin negation, negative, and otium. Otium means laziness. So to negotiate in that etymological sense means to get off our collective rear ends and do something about it. And this is what Digital Enlightenment is about. This is what this conference is about. So once again, thank you and welcome.